Kidding myself.
You okay?
Yeah. Oh, real funny guy.
Turn the fuck over!
He attacked me. Freaky.
It's not gonna stop. There's no 3-minute rule.
Welcome back, Warner fam. Today, we're diving into a 2005 drama and social problem film, North Country. Buckle up, this one's intense, so stay safe out there. The movie starts in a quiet, cold house where Josie's life is far from perfect. She waits by the Christmas tree with her young son and daughter, alone. Suddenly, her husband pulls up outside. The next scene is shocking. She's lying on the floor, bleeding after being beaten. There's no hesitation. Josie grabs her stuff, packs it into her pickup truck, and drives away with her kids, never looking back. They head to her parents' home in northern Minnesota, hoping for a fresh start. But this new place isn't much better. At least they're safe from her husband now. However, her father, without a hint of sympathy, questions her like it's her fault. He asks if she was caught with another man. No respect. Her mother, more caring but still misguided, urges her to take her husband back. It's heartbreaking. They don't understand the abuse or care enough to see the real problem. Her parents are clueless, and the lack of respect they show her is painful. Josie takes on a temporary job washing hair at a local salon when she bumps into an old friend, Glory. Glory tells her about good-paying jobs at the iron mines, which could change her life. At first, Josie hesitates. She knows her father works there, and the idea of going against him doesn't sit well. But then Glory drops a bombshell. She could make as much as her father does at the mine. Josie has no choice. The job at the salon barely covers anything, and the mine job pays 6 times what she makes. With kids to care for and no other way out, she realizes she has to take the chance and apply. Before Josie can even begin the job, she has to go through a pelvic exam to prove she's not pregnant. It's humiliating, but it's the company's rule. After applying, Josie and her kids move in with Glory and her husband while she waits for the job. The next scene shows Josie and the other women at their orientation. The supervisor makes it clear from the start. He doesn't think women should be doing the kind of work they're hired for. When one woman asks why he even hires them if he doesn't approve, his answer is blunt. He says the Supreme Court forces the company to hire women, whether he likes it or not. The men, who have no choice but to work with them, make it clear they'll make the environment as miserable as possible. The supervisor also reveals the real reason behind the pelvic exam. It has nothing to do with medical safety. It's all about control. When the women start working, they meet their shift leader. It's clear from the start that he's enjoying the chance to mistreat and harass them. Josie looks at his face and suddenly remembers something. He's Bobby Sharp, her old high school boyfriend. The memory hits her hard. She also recalls an old teacher who once saw them together, back when things were different. When the women start working, they quickly notice something disturbing: pictures and nasty words with their names written on the walls. The men are crude, talking in ways that make them uncomfortable and trying to scare them. Worse yet, they find horrible surprises in their lunchboxes and lockers, meant to humiliate them even more. Josie decides to speak up and talks to the supervisor about the terrible working conditions. But he makes it clear nobody wants her there, and nothing will change. He shrugs it off, saying, "So, what can anyone do?" It's a cold, harsh response, leaving her with little hope. It seems like most of the women don't plan on quitting. After all, what other jobs in a small town like this can pay enough to live on in the 80s? Josie starts making enough money to get a home loan, buy a house, and finally provide her kids with everything they need and want. The company faces a struggle to provide porta-johns for the women. Glory tries to explain to management that women take longer in the bathroom than men because they have to pull down their overalls, unlike the guys who can just whip it out. Finally, the company sets up a porta-john for the women. But when Sherry goes to use it, the men gather around, laughing. They tell her they've already left a big mess inside. As soon as she enters, they start rocking the porta-john back and forth. Then they tip it over with Sherry still inside. The filth spills everywhere, and she's hurt and traumatized. But what can she do about it? At this point, Josie is set on doing whatever it takes. She even takes a day off work to drive into the city for a meeting with the owner, Mr. Pearson. When she meets him, he says he will help her by arranging for her resignation. But Josie refuses. She makes it clear she's not quitting. Pearson, clearly annoyed, tells her that if she's staying, she needs to stop stirring up trouble with her female coworkers, stop sleeping with the married men at the mine, and focus on her job performance. These are the accusations thrown at her, not just by the company, but by everyone in town. Rumors spread like wildfire. and soon, her reputation is ruined. People talk behind her back, shaming her in front of her kids, her parents, and her friends. Even her son, hearing the gossip, calls her a whore and disrespects her. He's just repeating what he's heard, but it hurts all the same. One day, things get out of control at work. The women are called in to clean up a disgusting mess, and it looks like someone smeared defecation on the wall. Then, Bobby calls Josie over to do a task for him. He takes her to a private spot and attacks her. That's when she finally says she quits. Josie finds a lawyer she's met through a friend, played by Woody Harrelson. She tells him she wants to file a sexual harassment lawsuit against the company. He tells her he doesn't want to get involved. Though he doesn't dispute what she says, he warns her that the courtroom will tear her apart, and they probably won't win. But later, he changes his mind. He asks if Josie can get other women to support her story so they can file a class action lawsuit. At first, no one wants to help her. Glory, who is dying from Lou Gehrig's disease, is unable to work and refuses to get involved. She tells Josie to leave her alone. Josie then turns to Sherry, who asks what will happen if they lose. She reminds Josie that she will have to go back to work with those men. Sherry knows they can get away with anything. The other women feel the same way. They realize it's easy for Josie to stand up since she doesn't have to work there anymore. But one night, Josie walks into a town meeting with her lawyer. The men are loudly accusing her of making false claims about Bobby. The women sit in silence, but Josie demands to speak. And then, in a surprising turn, her father stands up to defend her. He's worked with these men all his life, but hearing them trash his daughter makes him ashamed. He announces to everyone that he's proud of her and disgusted by the way they're treating her. Josie and her lawyer begin the court hearing, but it feels like they're all alone. Her former co-workers sit in the courtroom, having signed affidavits that claim she's lying. Pearson, the company's owner, has hired a female lawyer who wastes no time attacking Josie, asking her about her past and questioning why no one else believes her story. But the lawyer knows privately that Pearson might lose this case, especially since new sexual harassment laws are being enforced, and just 3 plaintiffs could bring it to a national level. Through most of the trial, only Josie speaks up. The lawyer even subpoenas her old teacher, the one she's accused of having a sexual relationship with when she was 16. The teacher's actions were witnessed by Bobby Sharp, a classmate who was there when it happened. He knew the truth, but did nothing. Now he denies it, claiming that Josie chose to be with the teacher, but others know better. Suddenly, Josie's father stands up, his anger burning. He moves toward the teacher, ready to attack him for what he did to his daughter. Security rushes to remove him from the courtroom. Josie's lawyer pushes Bobby to admit the truth, and Bobby finally confesses. He saw the attack but was too scared to help Josie. In that moment, the lawyer makes a powerful statement. A courageous person stands up for what is right, even if they are alone, like Josie. Then Glory, sitting in the back in her wheelchair, raises her hand in support. She backs Josie. The lawyer reminds the judge that they need only 3 plaintiffs to move forward with the class action lawsuit, and now they have 2. Sherry stands up. Then, another woman beside her rises. One by one, more people start standing, including men and women from the mines and even Josie's parents. The courtroom fills with support, and Josie's fight for justice becomes stronger than ever. Next, we see Josie's life starting to come together. Her teenage son is playing hockey with her lawyer, and he's already asking her to buy him a car. She laughs and tells him he's still too young to drive, but as they drive home, she suddenly decides she will teach him to drive herself. It's a small but big step for them. It looks like she's finally living a life where she's respected, and things are going in the right direction. Now that Josie is finally finding respect and a better life, do you think she's truly overcome everything she went through? Let me know what you think in the comments. So if you like this, hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more recaps. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Warner Movie Recaps.